And we are live. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Rhi Spawn, back again with another video. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Nah, jokes. It's me, Ains and Glynis, or G Money. How's it going? How's everybody today? You guys good?
Yes. Warm, but I haven't melted.
Nice. Yeah, it's strange because over here it's really
Oh my god, I'm so
chilly.
glad it's Friday.
Yes, happy Friday. Hi, Polly. Hi, Danny. What's up, guys? Dakota, Aramis, Judah. Oh my God, you guys are the best. Thanks so much for being here. So this is our new segment for IFLC. It's Pride or Die. It's about gay pride. Woo! Pride Month. And we're going to read DC Pride today with you and talk about things we liked, things we didn't like. Yeah. I personally really liked this book. What? Yeah. Ainsley, what did you think? Give us a quick summary of your thoughts on the book.
So, all things being equal, I've never been like a DC person, but as the years go by, DC just keeps doing all the right things. I was really impressed. I went in a little skeptical. Like I said, I'm not usually a big fan. I know that they've pulled some shenanigans in the past, but oh my god, I loved it. I loved it. It was great.
Yes, I also loved it. Glynis, what do you think?
I like 90% loved it.
Okay.
But I have a 10% gripe. But yeah, no, it was
great.
mostly good.
No, I love hearing that stuff. I mean, it's important to not just like, the thing is, we're all so desperate for any representation these days that sometimes we can just take whatever's given and be like, yes, thank you so much. But it's good to still be critical.
That's pretty much it.
Like, this is definitely, it seems like a very genuine step in the right direction.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, like I wonder what everyone else is thinking that's reading it. Chat, if you've read it, tell us what you think. We're going to go through story by story. So let me just flick over to the table of contents. You can see we've got a whole bunch of stories in this little anthology collection. So we've got The Wrong Side of the Looking Glass by James Tyrion. Can I zoom in? Enhance. Yes. He's the Light of My Life from Sam Johns. By the Victor, Steve Orlando. Clothes, Makeup Gift, Danny Law. Try the Girl, Vita Ayala. Be Gay, Do Crime, Sina Grace. Another word for a truck to move your furniture. Rico Tamaki. Date Night. Nicole Maines, and Love Life from Andrew Wheeler. And then we've got some pin-ups in there too. I'm just going to say the pin-ups, fire. Fire. Let me see if I can find one in here.
Oh my god, right? Find Nick Robles' Catman pin-up. It's in the back. Oh my god, it is the best. So
let me see if I can download it. So what did you guys think of the like flow of the stories, just to start before we like jump into story by story? Like, did you think it all fit together really well? Would you have changed the order and the layout?
I think you asked me a question and then it wasn't about a picture of Joe that you put up.
Hold up, I'm downloading it right now. Let me say. Did you say Catman?
I mean, I think. Oh yeah, the Catman by Nick Robles.
Let me see if I can. I might just have to read. Well, let me. Please hold. Share. There we go. How's that? Is that what we're after? Or have I put the wrong one up?
Whew.
Did that work?
All right. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah?
Absolute thirst trap. Look at him. He's freaking beautiful.
God damn. I also really liked the Constantine one, which I didn't save. But man, there was a lot of really, like beautiful art in this. Okay, so layout wise, what do we think?
I gotta Wait, Rhi, give me just a second, because I know that we're talking about the DC Pride book, but I have to give a shout out because the art for this is done by Nick Robles, who is also the artist for DC's The Dreaming Waking Hours, which is also super gay. So if y'all are looking for really good queer content, it's a fun story, please, I'm begging you to read Waking Hours. It's absolutely, everything about it is fantastic.
Trust Ainsley on any I mean, this goes for the both of you actually, but like any recommendations that come from these two, you should read it. It's worth your time. Yeah, I like that little shout out. Maybe we should go, I know you said story by story, so let's go to the beginning. So this is the first one that's in the book, right? Wrong Side of the Looking Glass.
Yeah.
Yes. Glynis, tell me what you thought about this story.
I, before reading this, had watched episode 1, season 1 of Batwoman. In my like grand chronological Arrowverse watch through. So this was like perfect. If you've seen that show and you know what episode 1 is, like,
yeah,
it's basically introducing this arc. So like, I ate this up.
Yes, I've got to say the art in this is fucking phenomenal. Like, I can't even imagine
very,
how long.
I don't know. Yeah, like fairy tale, childlike. I liked it. It
Storybook.
like
yeah, that's exactly what I got from it too. And like, look at all those lines. Like, look at all that detail, and like, even in like the background. Like, I'm just imagining how long, and like the hair, like how long everything took. And there's different textures and everything, so you can see there's like different like line marks there. Oh my god, it's just so like nice to look at. It's so beautiful. And I also like how like not everything is hard lines.
And then.
Like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I love that the backgrounds are monochromatic. They're muted. And then you've just got these explosive reds and blues for Kate and Beth or Alice. And it's a nice touch. Sure.
What did you think of the story?
So I have an opinion. I almost don't know if I want to give it yet, because it ties in with another one later on with the Alan Scott and Todd Rice story. It's a little subdued, a little muted. So some of the stories are like that, where it focuses on the trials and tribulations and the difficulties, and they're good. Don't get me wrong. But I'm definitely more in a place, at least right now, where I want the stories that are celebrating, that are focused.
Oh, did she freeze for you too?
Yeah.
G-Money? Ainsley, come back.
I want to know.
Yeah. I was so invested.
My
waiting.
internet's been so choppy. I'm like, is it me? I'm just gonna not move. So
I thought it was just me. Yeah. Ainsley, no. Okay, so Ainsley's going to be right back. I'm just going to have a quick look at the chat while that hopefully sorts itself out.
Are you back,
Ainsley?
I get. I don't know.
I'm so
tinker
sorry.
With some things. So, you're fine. My internet's being spotty, so sorry about that.
No, that's okay. What you were saying sounded really good until it fucked up.
Until I wasn't anymore.
Until you weren't there. I'm just quickly going to chime in with chat. So chat, Polly, and Danny, thank you for the like. Let's have a look. So Michael, hi. Michael, oh, buddy, how you feeling? Robo, oh, wow, it's a picture of me. Embarrassing. Is this the Catman thing? Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about Catman? I know that you're way more ripped than him. Let's be honest. How's everyone's evening going? We're good. Sorry, just trying to catch up. So Danny says, I think this Batwoman was my fave, def in the top 2. Did you guys have favorites out of the stories?
Oh, yes.
My favorite story was the picture of Joe.
The picture of Joe. I love it. I mean, fair.
No. So, Cindy Grace's story, Be Gay, Do Crime, was that, and the Jess Chambers story. they blew me away. I loved them so much.
Yep. They're really good. What about you, Glynis? Did you have a story that you actually liked the most, or?
I think Batwoman's was my favorite just because like it fits so well like with what I'm watching. And I liked that it was, I think, one of two that wasn't like overtly allosexual, like wasn't based on like a romantic interest.
Yeah, I getcha. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is that feels like a seed for the later gripe?
Does it?
Is it maybe? Is it? Okay, so you, Ainsley, sorry, do you want to go back to what you were saying about this story, or?
Oh no, it's just I don't even know where it cut me off, but I am gravitating lately more towards the stories that revel and are celebratory and cheerful and don't focus on those hard points. I've had enough of having a hard time
exactly
being
what you mean.
a big old queer, so.
I feel like I have yet to read a Batwoman story that.
But like I said, they're still good and they have their place and they are important.
No, I get you.
They're important though, so I'm glad that they're there.
Yeah, when we say we want representation, we want all of it. You know, like the whole spectrum. We want like the joys and the highs and the lows, and not just stereotypes, right? Like, so I understand completely where both of you are coming from, and I like agree with you, Ainsley. I think it's nice to see happier pride tales rather than. So, anything else to say on this one before I move us on to the next story? Next, you wanna go next? Let's do it. Boom! It's my husband.
I didn't write anything down to say about this one because based on the characters, I figure Ainsley can handle it.
Fuck yeah! Go for gold, Ains. Tell us what you think.
So, since you asked, okay, so Gregorio de la Vega was DC's first gay character. And he was a total stereotype. He called himself Auntie. He was basically there for them to make fun. And I actually first encountered that character in Tim Seeley's Grayson series. Or no, not Tim Seeley's Grayson series. Oh God, who wrote it? It was Midnighter and Apollo. But the character was actually, that was Steve Orlando, now that I think about it. So Steve Orlando's Midnighter and Apollo series is the first place that I came across Extraño. And he was so cool and suave and debonair. And I am chomping at the bit for them to bring this character back in like they have in this story here and treat him with respect, because he looks cool. He's got cool magic powers, and I'm absolutely here for it. So,
yes.
They gave me my Extraño, they gave me Midnighter, and there's not a whole lot more I could have asked for.
Yep. Nice. I just love Constantine in anything and everything. Like, it's just I can almost always
like not excited to see Constantine.
Me, same. Like, I know every time he shows up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have a good time. I just know that it's not. I'm gonna enjoy myself. He's so. Everyone that writes him seems to really. I haven't really had an experience, and I've got the Hellblazer volumes that start with Delano, and there's like maybe 20 or 24 of them or something, and I've read through them. They're excellent. Everyone should read them. But I hadn't experienced reading Constantine yet. To be fair, I haven't read the newest ones, but where I'm like, this person doesn't know who Constantine is. Like, everyone knows who Constantine is and what he's like, and like all his flaws and his charm, and it comes across so effortlessly. It feels so. It's almost like you're coming home. You know what I mean? Sometimes with characters like that, where you just know
comfort character.
Exactly. Comfort character, yeah. It's like when you go to McDonald's and you know you're going to get the exact same thing. It's like that kind of shit, but with a character. But like it's nice. It's like nice to be around. And I wish there were more cis male characters like that were like open about their sexuality and like didn't give a fuck what people thought and were like, you know, could be feminine with no issues and like can have a one night stand with Satan and that's fine, you know. It's all right.
In a perfect
It's just a
world,
dream.
Rhi.
That, by the way, is Rise and Fall issue number 2. Just saying.
The Satan one?
Yes.
Is that what yeah. I love that. I love that you knew that off the top of your head. That's so great. You're amazing. Chat, tell us what you thought of this one. Judah says, I finally got my hands on Hellblazer so I can be cool. Yes. Join the club, bruh. I really enjoy, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I know we're talking about a very modern book today, but like, do you guys like that old newspaper print of comics? Like the 70s?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like the kind of off coloring, and I love that. I love it so
Oh, yeah,
much.
it's beautiful.
It's representative of an era for sure.
Yep.
Like it's not what I would want to read all the time. I like it all for different reasons.
That's true. Yeah, you make a good point. I enjoy the like real effort to make, because they put like real colors into those 70s books. Obviously, like that was a huge trend at the time, but because of newsprint, it just like the way it looks is so different to this glossy, like looking at this page here, like it's like nothing. It's so different. It's so different. I love it. I love the wealth of stuff that we get to read as comic lovers. It's so fun. All right, let me take us to the next. I've got a pin up. So Glynis actually said, like, can we please show this one in a message before the show? And I was like, I've already got it saved. So holy shit, the pin-ups in this. My God, I'm going to have to get some like canvases for my wall.
Like if Jo has been worth nothing, which like she hasn't, her book is one of the best books to come out last year.
It's fantastic.
And this year.
God, amazing.
But like just the art that character has inspired, like gets me excited about comic books. Because like this is new, this is different, this is fresh. Like I love her and what she represents for comic books and for Green Lantern.
She just looks so good. So good. Her design is so good.
Her ring is like, go Google what Jo's ring looks like. It's beautiful.
Fuck yeah. Polly says, no, you're special. Polly says, when the start is strong, the character is well defined, it's easy for writers to write them. Yeah, I can really accredit to a creator. Yeah, I'm with you. Who created Constantine? I can't remember.
A blessed human. Probably someone who made a deal with a demon.
I'm just going to Google it. Yeah, it was Alan.
Blessed is probably the wrong word.
So Alan Moore and Rick Veitch, Stephen Bissett, and John Toltman. So thanks, guys. Thanks for setting us up with some really cool shit.
Group effort.
Arama says, support IFLC and get metal bookmark. Nice. Old school colors look great on newsprint, but they look not so great on white backgrounds and reprints. Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. That's a really good point.
Yeah, no, they're too bright. It's too stark, and it ends up looking really weird.
Yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't even thought about that. Do they still print on newsprint today if you ask for it? Or is it like a thing of the past? So. Yeah. Interesting. Polly says, Jamal Campbell is the freaking king of art. I read a page and then stare at it for 30 minutes because so gorgeous. Yeah. Danny says, I can't wait to catch up on Fast Sector. Yeah, you should. It's great. Yes. Sorry, Ains. What were you going to say?
Oh no, I'm just gonna sit over here and drown in my own drool over Jamal Campbell's artwork, because every single panel of every single page of Far Sector has just been breathtaking. It's gorgeous. It's stunning. Just the detail and the color and the movement. I don't remember what issue it was, but there was a 2-page spread of Jo dancing with what was his name?
I'm the worst person to ask about names.
Tits McGee.
Oh no! But anyway, so it's this 2-page spread of them dancing, and
fuck. What
it's
is
just
name?
So fluid, and it moves, and it.
I don't remember. I just called him Pretty in my head.
Pretty.
He is. Oh my god.
That's so cute. I love that.
Yes, he is.
Danny says,
But anyway.
"Can I say I appreciate the heavy card stock of this anthology? I was reading it digitally. Did you
Yeah, I
both read it
appreciate that.
physically?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they got these,
So-
and I like that they did this new one too. In that
Oh,
same
hang on,
like,
let me make. Can
you make me big?
enlarge you? Yeah, I think I can.
Mwah.
But how do
That's
I make it
you.
you? How make... There we go.
Ah,
There you are.
yeah, it's another one of these like nice thick
Oh, she
cardstock
thick.
ones. Yeah. So go grab this one too when you're done with Pride.
Damn. Can you hold up the DC Pride for me so I can have a squiz at it? Because I haven't actually seen the hard. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Do they have a hardcover version of it, or it's only paperback?
I think it's just those like extra big.
No, just.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I gotcha. The
Just paperback.
senator, Polly says. Is that what the dude's name was? The senator? No?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Well, he's
Senator Pretty.
Senator Pretty.
Good hair.
That works. That works. That's good
I
enough.
love that. Danny says, I am glad they printed Represent. I have been reading that
Same.
on DC Infinity. Yeah, nice. Aramis, I've been asking Glynis for cat pics all this time when I could have been asking for Lockjaw pics.
I have Lockjaw pics I can send you because
Cute.
for an inanimate object, that thing is surprisingly like, oh my god, I have to take a picture.
I love that. And the Jen Bartel
By the way,
variant
thank you,
cover.
Ainsley, for.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yes. And yeah, I do have the Jen Bartel cover. I just don't have it handy. It's in the other room.
I was just gonna say anything that she does,
Oh,
I'll
I
buy
just
it.
picked up her Rescue 2020 variant cover, and like I can't reach it, but like it's gorgeous.
Oh, so talented, so much talent. Okay, I'm getting too excited. Try the girl. I don't remember much about this story. I'm gonna have to hand it off to someone that knows more than I do. I think this is one of those ones where I just read it and nothing stuck.
Really? This was Vita's story.
Yeah, is this the one you liked? Is this your fave?
Well, my two favorite. Wow, God, I said that so badly. No, I liked it. No, my two favorites were Grace's and Lore's stories.
Yeah, nice.
But
the only reason
I did enjoy
it's not
this
that it
one.
was bad. It's not that it was bad. It was because I read it all in one sitting, and so I think like it would have been better. My recommendation of anyone that hasn't read it, thinking about reading it, like you should probably take your time with it. Like I was talking to Crystal about it. Crystal's been reading it, but Crystal's been reading one story a day. And I was like, that's way better. That is a way better way to do it, because if you sit there and do what I did, like a dum-dum, and speed read the whole thing, you probably won't remember things. Unless you've got a better brain than me. It's a low bar. But yeah, what do you think of this Ainsley? The art is great. I like the art. What do you think of the story?
Well, of course, I liked it. It was fun. I'm hooked. I'm invested. I'm interested. I want to see where this goes. I want to see these characters together again. Which I mean, that's kind of the mark of a good writer, is that I have this one story and now I want more. But of course, my very favorite bit is the end with the lipstick smear across Renee's mask as she's dazed from that was just stinking adorable. It was so cute.
Yeah. I've actually seen, I don't know if you guys have seen on Twitter as well, like there's a ton of fan art for this already, this book. And it's really nice to see. Like people really enjoyed this title, and it obviously inspired a lot of people. And it's just, yeah, that's the only good thing about Twitter. That's why I'm on Twitter, is like all the amazing fan art that you see for comics. All right, what else we got? Next story. Another word for a truck to move your furniture.
Okay,
What a title.
so
Okay.
like with Ainsley's, like, I'm hooked, I want more. That was this one for me. I've never read the
Yeah.
Harley Ivy stuff, but like, okay, yeah, I would really like to read more. But also, it's Mariko Tamaki, which like I've never read something by her that I wasn't like, yeah.
Yeah. I love the way they're drawn. The girls are drawn in this, you know, like I love these kind of cartoony style faces and like the cute hipster outfits, and like I just think they're so sweet. It's so nice to look at, and the
I love the
coloring's
page
great.
with all hearts as the action sequence.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it is really wholesome. Yeah, it was really like I should ask this. What do you guys think about Harley and Ivy's relationship in general?
I, at least in this, appreciate that they're addressing the unhealthy parts of their relationship.
Yeah. Because that's like a big part of, that's a huge frustration for me as a lesbian, is like I want to see healthy relationships more than I see, like, I obviously, like we said, we want to see the whole spectrum, but the way that they paint it up until like stuff like this is that, yeah, they're like together and they love each other and blah blah blah, but they don't like address the trauma bonding and the maybe the way that they manipulate each other and that kind of stuff. Like, it doesn't really come to the forefront as much as I would like. So
I think you need to recognize, like, these are two people who were for many years villains. And like,
that's exactly right.
Good with that. So like, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, no, I'm totally able to handle this completely healthy relationship with absolutely no adjustment.
That's right.
But
that's exactly
I'm glad they have each other for that.
Yeah. Yeah. It is nice. And it's nice to see like the two really smart women too, you know, like they were both experts in their field, and now they're like found each other and they're navigating this new existence that they both share. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Sorry, Ainsley, go ahead.
Oh no, it's just the thing that I like the most, besides the U-Haul joke, was there is so much, especially with queer characters, the are they, aren't they, there's this plausible deniability, and I've complained about this before, where it's left ambiguous, or they're together and then they're not, and then they're together, there's no consistency. So it was nice to see that pretty much called out, addressed, and in a very concrete manner said, yes, we are together, period. Fucking finally.
Fuck, yeah, I know. Man, I think they've learned a lot from the kiss controversy. Remember the forehead kiss controversy? Where they broke up in a comic a few years ago, and they did the forehead kiss thing instead of like any actual romantic. Yeah, it was, people lost their shit, and I was like, that's fair, because you and I, like, we all talk about this in the mod chat. I've gone on rants about it so many times. The fact that there are like, at least I could name off the top of my head 10 hetero kisses that I've seen in the MCU. I haven't seen any for gay couples off the top of my head. And like, what the fuck? Why? You know, like, and so they made this huge deal, for anyone that doesn't know, about there being the first like lesbian kiss in Birds of Prey, and then they left it on the cutting room floor because they wanted to be able to better market it to overseas markets, is the story that I've heard. And it is so, it just makes you feel like you're, again, like not normal, you know, like not being shown is, it's like, how can you have that much violence in a movie and think, oh, the lesbian kiss is the bit we've got to leave out?
Yeah, no. It's super good to know that companies like the WB think that, yeah, like, it's totally cool to blow someone up really violently. But a lesbian kiss would be bad. And like, it's totally cool to like, you know, fuck your young protege, but heaven forbid you eat some pussy.
That's right.
Like,
oh my God.
What your misogyny is showing, WB.
What a week with Batman. Holy shit. Like, so many memes, though. I love all the jokes that people are making. Like, Batman begins, but Catwoman doesn't finish. And this is why the Dark Knight Rises.
Like, what this week has been like for, like, this dude's family.
Yeah. 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 Imagine that. I think Robo said this to me in the chat actually. He's like, imagine that meeting the next day, like walking, sitting down, be like, so we need to we need to come up with a response. Has DC actually put out an official response to this whole bullshit? Or
No.
yeah, just
No, there's one that's going around that's marked as the DC official response, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's funny.
What's the song that they put in that? My neck, my back. Is it that one?
God.
I can't remember. In that meme, yeah, I know the one you're talking about where they put the fake statement from DC, but there's a song in there. I can't remember now. I was going to make a joke about it. God damn it. The fake unofficial DC response is great, says Robo. Yes, I would like to read that official response, says Polly.
Right. What is your official stance on cunnilingus?
That's right.
Warner Brothers. I think they should have the Animaniacs maybe deliver their official statement. I think that's the only branch of Warner Brothers who can address this.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh my god!
You know what's funny too is like Zack Snyder has come back into favor because of him tweeting that picture of her being eaten out on the rooftop.
Of course, Zack Snyder is pro eating chicks out.
Of course he is. But also like. Okay, I could talk about this for hours. Let me just sum it up by saying this. The picture that he tweeted, she still has pants on. Like, that looks super uncomfortable. Does the zip from her costume go all the way down to, like, the booty?
There's
that what's
actually
going
a Velcro tear. Yeah.
Velcro situation? Because that would make sense with, like, bathroom situation.
Yeah.
But, yeah, when I'm watching it, I'm like, he's just licking over the clothes at this point. But then the other thing on top of that was, like, if he continues with the Justice League, are we going to see this in the Snyderverse? Is this going to be confirmed? Because I need to know. Danny says, Batfleck def goes downtown. Polly says, well, at your standard, we as a company, the employees, are not opposed to oral sex performed on women. We support female orgasms, etc.
I feel like it would be like, we support female orgasms if indeed they do actually exist.
Oh my god.
It's too accurate. It's too accurate. Oh, that's it. My Neck, My Back, Lick It is a song by Mary Doug Mrs. Thank you so much. My neck, my back. You guys know the one, right?
Oh
my pussy and my crack. You know that one?
Oh,
right? Anyway.
My Netflix and my snacks?
Yeah, that's right. My Netflix and my snacks. I love that. He's the light of my life. What'd you guys think?
This is so cute.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. Do you like it, Ains? Yeah,
I did. I like Obsidian. I don't really know Alan Scott, but I like Obsidian. And again, this is another one of the stories that kind of had to focus on some of our hardships and the things that we go through prior to accepting who we are and living authentically. And so that's some heavy material. It was presented really well, and it was nice to have this reconciliation story, because we love to see kids getting along with their parents, even as adults in our comics. We love to see it, so that was really nice.
Yeah,
I appreciated like the generational aspect to this one, because like while I was reading this one, I don't really know either of the characters that well. I really know Alan Scott from the 80th Green Lantern anniversary, where like he comes out. But like I was just imagining like some kind of like older comic book fan that, you know, grew up being gay and loving comics, and like getting to read like a comic book character from like that older age that's, you know, out and proud, like maybe you are now. So
God,
for
that just made me tear up a little bit. Thank you. That's so sweet. That's
like
really
in a
nice.
book that's focusing on all these younger people, it's really nice to see like the older, like the people who are the reason that we get to sit and make shows like this, like get some representation too.
For sure. And like that's another thing in Hollywood in general is the like whole and like I incorporate now comics into Hollywood because basically is, but like that whole ageism thing, like how many older characters do we truly get to read about, and how many older gay characters do we truly get to read about? It's really nice to see.
That was kind of tangentially, that was I think one of the cooler things about the Incredibles series is like that focused so much on older like heroes and a younger generation. Like that was so brilliantly done.
Yeah, tying them together. Yep. This is a kind of sideways segment. It has nothing to do with Pride, but have you either of you watched or read Jupiter's Legacy?
Oh no.
I'm still trying to decide how I feel about it. I watched the whole show. It's kind of like
I haven't heard anything good, so
yeah.
Wait, what show?
Jupiter's Legacy.
Oh,
yeah. It's because that's another like generational one where it's like the older superheroes and the new generation of superheroes together. But man, it is just not. It just doesn't jive for me. I read all of it and I watched the whole Netflix show and I was like, I did not like that. Why did I watch the whole thing? I don't know. Anyway,
I watched the trailer and was like, I did not like that.
You didn't like.
I haven't even watched the trailer.
I liked what they were trying to do in terms of like there was less action and more dialogue. It was focused more on like character development and their interactions between each other, but also it was boring because there wasn't enough action. So like if the dialogue was snappier and like more interesting to watch, maybe I could have been more involved, but because it was just your standard interactions that you'd expect.
I'm not here to watch The Crown. I want
that's right.
proper
that's
action
right.
and shit.
That's right. That's it. Oh man, Danny. What is Danny saying? As someone who met Alan Scott in the New 52 Earth 2 series, to me, Alan Scott has always been gay, but I'm glad they're updating this version as well. Aramis says Jupiter's Legacy was sleepy. Yeah, that's exactly how I'd describe it. Danny, I've seen it. Jupiter's Legacy. I liked one story, didn't like the other one. Okay. Polly, everything I hear about this show always comes down to boring. Yeah, that's exactly how I would describe it. Like, and also really shitty wigs. Really shitty wigs.
That is like, that seems like such a tiny gripe, but like it is so distracting. I couldn't watch the Inhumans show because Medusa's wig was so bad. And like, that's her whole character. Like, how do you, but you know what? We're not going to start talking about it.
Oh man, we could go down. Maybe we should actually we'll put it to chat. I know there's only 6 of you in there at the moment, but if there's anything you want to see us talk about on this new segment, it's our first show. Maybe we'll end up doing this weekly depending on the commitments that G Money and Ains have. But if you want us to talk about certain things, we can always put it in the mix. We're just going to talk about whatever the fuck we want. So. How about this? This is fucking hot.
I can't even tell you who these characters are, but I'm like, yeah, I want to play this video game.
Yeah, me neither. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is Elsa from Frozen. That's right?
I'm gonna play as the rogue. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, so nice. I know that I said that I'm not really big on DC, so there are a lot of characters that I don't know, but y'all need to read the Secret Six, Gail Simone's run of Secret Six, because our
I'm collecting that
short-haired redheaded gal there is Scandal Savage, who is fucking amazing. She is amazing.
Yeah, I love the design of all of them actually. Like they all look.
So Scandal is in a polyamorous marriage with 2 women. So it's not only great lesbian representation, it's great polyamorous representation, which there is precious little of in comics for all of you polyamorous people out there.
Truth. We actually talked a little bit about that in our kink episode a year ago, polyamorous representation, and it is so hard to find poly or asexual representation in comics. Those are the 2 where I really struggled.
If I could do one thing with DC, I would love for them to make Wonder Woman like openly poly.
Oh yeah,
so clearly is. Like she's said it.
Yeah,
not in so many words, but like she said, like I'm really good at, that part, but I'm bad at romance.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it would
just
make
please,
perfect sense with Diana's whole character. Yep, I agree.
Support it.
That would be great. Imagine her in like some kind of poly relationship with like post Lois death, Clark and Bruce all together. The Trinity poly. I don't know if I like her and Bruce together though. That's the thing. Like, yeah.
I think I can understand Bruce wanting to be with her. I don't think she
and
would
vice,
lower herself to Bruce.
That's right.
Especially if he doesn't go down.
That's exactly. I saw a tweet from Hassan today. I think I tagged Robo in it, and he was like, "No way would Bruce Wayne go down because he's too rich and self-involved." And I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense. Like,
see, here's my thing. Oliver Queen is also rich and self-involved, but that like he eats pussy like cake.
That's
it's canon. Oh yeah,
that cake. Good point. You make a good point.
Maybe it's a whole you have to be anti-capitalist.
Ooh.
Do leftists give head more than right-wing people?
Holy shit! I need to see the statistics on this. I bet you we do.
I am 100% sure we probably eat ass more too.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Put it in the chat. Yeah. Everybody says 100%. Yeah, that's it. Real heroes eat us, as we've said. Early 2000s were hey, at least we're trying time. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. They were trying times.
That's right. Try. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Robo says, talk about whatever you want, but you all can do a worst gay representation of the week. I love that idea. That's great. There's a lot to choose from.
It doesn't count. It's not gay representation, but I'm reading old West Coast Avengers, and they definitely had, I think, Bobby Morse say like, well, I'm a gal, but I'm no feminist. And like,
oof.
That makes the Kane run of her book like even better.
Oh man, that's amazing! I can't believe that's an actual thing.
Oh god.
Oh Lord.
I mean, I can, but all right. The Flash in clothes, makeup, gift from Danny Law. How fucking good is the art in this? I know I keep saying that over and over.
Oh my god. Oh, it's freaking gorgeous.
Okay, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. What'd y'all think of this one?
This was adorable.
Yeah.
Jess is an absolute fashion icon. I love everything that they have ever worn, ever.
Fuck yeah.
That's it.
I would read an entire graphic novel of just like
Oh my god.
makeover scenes. So just trying on outfits.
That's so cute.
No,
actually, that's a question. Go ahead.
I need Danny Lore to write Jess Chamber stories forever. Period.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
That's all I need. Just give it to me.
This is
I
your
love
job
that.
now.
That's it. Here's my question for both of you. If you could cosplay one character out of this book that we're reviewing as they look in this book, who would you want to cosplay?
Like I said, Jess has the absolute best outfit in the entire thing, but
does Negative Man count since there's technically a picture of him?
Yes.
Okay, then I
with the long blonde hair, I gotta go with my boy, with my baby, with my favorite, Pied Piper.
Yes. I love that. And we're getting up to that actually. Like how far away? Yes.
Who's the next one? Yeah.
Okay, so be gay, do crime. I also like all the like do you think, does everyone understand the U-Haul joke? Like everyone including cishets? Yeah, they all get that? Because it does feel like, I hope so. But like part of me is like chat, tell us if there's any, I don't know, like Robo, have you read it? Did you understand that joke? Like it does feel like it's made for us queers, which is nice, you know?
I think throughout this whole book, one of the things, like when Ainsley mentioned the U-Haul joke, like you can tell that this was also written by queer writers, not just about queer characters.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly the point. I was trying to get across but failing at. It's like it feels like it's written by our community for our community.
Well, it is. Yeah.
Yep.
It's all queer writers.
Dude, and I loved like the back. This is such a weird thing to be happy about, but like the back of this is not pushing DC properties. It's pushing P-Flag.
Oh
which is,
yeah.
like, I really appreciated that. This is prime real estate for advertising, and you gave it to like an actual good group.
Anyone that doesn't know in the chat, Parents and Friends of Lesbians and Gays, it's a great organization that you should go check out. But Ainsley, give us a rant on this story. Tell us.
I loved it. It made me so happy. Like this was the one that I was looking forward to the most, and it absolutely delivered. It gave me everything I wanted. So Hartley Rathaway, I have a soft spot always for characters who are hearing impaired, because I am hearing impaired. So I'm like, oh, a deaf character? This is mine now. And I glom onto them. And so, of course, Pied Piper was born deaf and achieved hearing through medical science. And so as soon as I found out about that, I'm like, well, he's my favorite now. And that made it really easy. So he has been criminally underutilized. Like he was in DC did a Valentine's Day special last year that he was in, and I think that is the only thing that he has been in since like 2016.
Wow.
So I was really excited to get a Pied Piper story finally. And it was just it was fantastic. It was really, really good. He was so enjoyable in it. And the the story touches on some really important things: wealth inequality, prejudice with landlords when they find out that they've got queer tenants, and so it addresses some of these heavy things, but in a very quick-paced, lighthearted manner, and in a way that it's like addressed immediately. So it's not kind of dragging or harping on it. So that if you don't stop me, I'm just going to keep gushing how much I love every single bit of this. The art was great. Oh my God, give us fat characters. Look at Little Drummer Boy. He's fat. I love it. It makes me happy. And later on, you see him vaulting over a gate. Like, oh my God, show that fat people can be agile. It makes me so happy.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. What do you think, G-Money?
Everything about it I loved.
I don't know these characters at all. I feel not as bad for not knowing now that I know that, like, okay, they actually haven't been around for ages. You know? But yeah, I really liked all the things that this one addressed. I think Ainsley covered most of the important stuff. And yeah, biggest one for me is like,
don't be sorry.
No, yeah, like that was really well put. But yeah, for me, the biggest part was like, I don't care. I don't know who this character is, but like, yes, please, more fat characters.
Yeah.
And especially more fat characters where it's like not part of the storyline. Like I've been reading the Brian K. Vaughan Runaways, and it's great. I love it. But like they can't not talk about Gert's weight.
Yeah.
Which she's like 1X. Can we just what? She's not fat, first of all. You can't sit with us, Gert. You just have big tits. But yeah, like they can't not bring up like every other page. Like, oh hey, by the way, Gert's fat. Did you guys know that? Gert's fat. And
that seems to be the case so often with fat characters.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, can they not just exist? Without like,
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I thought this, like, I don't know this writer, but like I feel like someone fat was involved in the writing.
Okay, so
do I need to know this?
So you need to go find the 2017 Iceman books and read them. This is where Shade, aka Darkman, Darnell Wade, was introduced. So it's by the same writer. Please find them and read them. You will love them.
That's been in my eBay watch list for so long.
Cute.
I'll go.
So cute.
So there you go.
Doesn't Gert have a dinosaur? Talk about the freaking dinosaur.
Old Lace is
Old
her
Lace.
dinosaur. Yeah. And it's not a velociraptor. It's a I don't know. The only one I know is the Ankylosaurus, because it's my favorite.
Judah says they defatted Boom Boom and it was a bummer. She was a big girl in Next Wave, and in New Mutants she's skinny again. Oh.
I've already said, like, we need to do a whole show about this, because, like, I don't know, even when comics do fat characters, like, with the exception of, I think, this chap here and Faith, it's almost always done wrong, in my opinion.
I legit have a note list over in the other window, so I've got so many topics just from this one
stuff.
Fuck yeah, let's talk about fat.
Let me talk about something fat real quick then. So Leah Williams, who is she's like my everything. She is one of my absolute favorite writers. Everything that she has ever done is just gold. She wrote Extremists, which was part of the Age of X-Man books, 2019, I think, and had this beautiful forbidden relationship between Betsy and Fred Dukes, who is Blob, whose whole thing is that he's fat. And first of all, she gave him this like sexy daddy mustache. He looked great. He looked so good. But it was so nice to see this, tiny, skinny, big boobed and bubble butted woman, because women always have to look like that in comics, with someone like Fred, because she fell for him because of his big, squishy, soft, warm, fuzzy heart. And it made me so happy. So I'm like, Fred and Betsy forever and ever and ever. I know we're talking gay stuff right now. It counts because she's bi.
No, I love that. Like, I like our little tangents that we go off on, especially because it's not just like we're talking about representation for like queer community, obviously, but part of that too is like we have queer fat people that need representation. We have like there is a whole bunch of stuff that is being missed in comic books, and exactly what you just said. Like, there are so many women being portrayed as like big boobs, tiny waist, bubble butt. Give us something new. Give us something that we can relate to. Give us something that, like,
can we get someone on? Can Blob get a solo series?
Yeah.
And, like, can we get like a fat lady friend for him? Not like romantic, but just like introduce, like, give Marvel a fat female character, and like, can they be like this like super cool fat team? I don't know. Like, because I think Blob is such a good idea for that.
Blob is running the bar on Krakoa, and if Marvel doesn't think that we want an entire series of Blob dealing with people at the bar and telling bar stories, if they think that we don't want that, they are wrong.
So X-Men plus Cheers is what you're saying.
Holy shit, I love that.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Because that could be the structure of your whole series, though, when you get the different characters in and then they flash back to the story that they're telling. And oh my god, I love that idea so much. Yeah. That's so good. I would read the shit out of that.
Okay. Someone tweet Kevin. We're doing his work for him.
Yeah, that's right. You're welcome. Judah says Blob's whole personality is that nobody wants to get with him. Get Blob laid. Polly says
Betsy wanted to be with him.
Wasn't Betsy freaking out about her not as perfect as Psylocke's body in that same run?
No. So actually, Leah Williams, and I know we'll get back on track in just a second, but I want to talk about this because it was really important to me.
Yeah, go for it.
Betsy Braddock is anorexic. She has an eating disorder. And she tells the story of when she was trapped in Quannon's body, she didn't suffer with that eating disorder anymore.
Oh, wow.
When she got body swapped, she didn't look at her body in disgust anymore because it wasn't her body. So it was a really cool thing. Like, I had no idea that was such a neat detail. Because we're talking about queer representation, fat representation. There's so little good and accurate representation for mental illness. And like, that was a big deal to me. And I thought that was really amazing, really great. It was good to put it out there. And it was fascinating to include the detail of when she was in someone else's body, she didn't view it the way that she viewed her own.
Yep.
So.
Well, I reckon we should start this whole representation series. We should do one episode on mental illness, one episode on body, like different body types. Maybe we could even do one on, like, do you know, this is like another tangent. It's okay. Tangents are fine. We can do whatever we want. This is our show. I've been replaying Mass Effect with the Legendary Edition, and I've been noticing all the Dragon Age references. But then thinking about Dragon Age, there is actually no black characters that you can romance in those games except for Cassandra, and she like tells you no at the end anyway. And it only occurred to me like this week, and I've played those games through twice, that is a thing that isn't available. And
there
I'm like,
are definite rules about who is allowed to be seen when as what.
Yeah.
Like romantic and sexually.
That's right. It's really fucking with my head. So I'd love to like dive into as like maybe we should talk about like race representation in comics too. You know, maybe that should be an episode. Because I know like Robo and I have spoken a few times about, I don't know, like Puerto Rican characters and stuff, and how there's not a super huge amount of those in North American comics, of course, but even though there's a huge Puerto Rican community in USA. So like,
well, like a whole Puerto Rican country.
Yeah. And like why are there, why is there so few, like, exactly what Glynis was saying, like why are they only seen in certain ways at certain times? Like, what's the deal with that? We should definitely dive into that more. That's a really interesting topic. What do we have next on the
what's next?
Oh, I put some sexy. So this is Sophie Campbell. Thanks, Sophie Campbell. Appreciate it. Look at the like gradient of the hair. Mm-hmm. Like, oh man. And I also love the way that I love the nose here. I love wide noses. You never really see that. Like, it's the same thing we were just talking about where women always have to look like a certain way. So like seeing faces drawn differently. Oh man, it's just so nice. I love it.
And
her
little button nose, Harley.
Yes, it's so cute. And like the bite, like the muscles here. I love it.
And this is one of those like, you can tell when, I don't know, it's like that, you know, porn when you see it. Like, I know when it's drawn for actual lesbians or when it's drawn for men. And like, this is drawn for lesbians.
Yes, I get exactly what you mean. And like, you can tell like the expressions and everything. There's so much effort put into how they're looking at each other or like being with each other. And it's so cute. It's so romantic. It's so sweet. All right, what's this one? Love Life. Andrew Wheeler.
Did we skip to the end?
You skipped one. You skipped Dreamer.
What did I skip? Oh, crap. I must have
sent you a picture.
Oh, no. This one? Wait. Hang on. Wait. Wait.
Speaking of fat representation, like I like our little friend. Yeah, hey.
Yes. There she is.
I'm so sorry. I put that out of order.
I stared at this for like probably a good 3 to 5 minutes.
It's good. It's very good. I kind of want to stare at it now. Should we just stare at it now? It's beautiful. Look at this.
This was such a good comics debut for such a good character.
Yeah,
it was great. G Money, do you want to talk more
about Dreamer in general, or
story?
So like if you don't watch Supergirl, I don't know who doesn't. Dreamer debuted as like I love when that happens, when a character is created not in the comics versus like Harley Quinn is a television show character, not a comic book character. And she's a CW verse character and is the first openly transgender hero, I think, on TV that I'm aware of. And she is played like by an actual trans actress. They talk about it in the show, which works so well because you're dealing with like, you know, our aliens, should they be citizens? and like she's such an interesting voice in that because like she looks human. She's half alien, but also she's a transgender woman, so she's coming at this like from a really unique intersectional point of view within the show. And also like Nia is such like her and Brainy are such a good relationship and a good representation of working on relationships. So yeah, like I'm so jazzed to see where she shows up next in the comics.
Nice. Ains, what did you think?
I don't watch Supergirl. The only show that I've watched yet, the only one that I've watched so far is Batwoman. But I am aware of this character. And I was excited to see this and to meet her. The art was stunning. It really was. Like the story was good, but especially that page is just breathtaking. It's so gorgeous, and the amount of detail in it, and the story that one image tells by itself it's fantastic. It was really nice. But
so
also, yes, she and Brainy are adorable, and I would love to see more of them.
I know the CW verse is not for everyone, but like I think you really would dig on Supergirl. Plus, there's lesbians.
I know. That's the thing that grabs me and gets me. It's like
I think you'd really like it. Like it's quality. That was kind of what first took me into the Arrowverse.
I will eventually give that one a shot. I do want to watch Stargirl.
Stargirl is so wholesome and like holy crap.
See, that's exactly
I have talked
I
so much shit about Luke Wilson in my life, but like he makes such a good stepdad that's trying. Like
I love Luke Wilson.
I see. To me, he's always gonna be like Casey Kelso.
Yeah. Yep. I've heard that, like, I'm not into I haven't seen any of the CW verse myself either. I haven't even seen Batwoman, but you're not the first person to tell me like that's where you should start, because that apparently is the best in terms of like.
I had to hate watch like the first 2 seasons of Arrow. I love Arrow now, for the record, but like that is the roughest place to start. Dude, I'm on the last season and I'm already like, I'm gonna have to restart this. It's so cheesy, and God, the first 2 seasons are so badly written, but it's amazing.
Yes.
But yeah, no, Supergirl, Legends. Legends is amazingly campy. Also, it's got like great representation.
I like camp.
Spectrum. Yeah, no, it is like it does that kind of the supernatural, like it's not jumping the shark if you never come back down. Like nothing's. They also break the fourth wall sometimes, which I appreciate.
I love that.
They know what they are.
Yeah, that's great. See, that's the thing too. Like, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but like, I feel like the first season of any show is kind of a write-off because they're figuring out their rhythm, and for the most part, like there are lots of shows where I'm like, I love them, but the first season is probably the worst one, or you can skip it.
The first season of Next Generation Star Trek is rough.
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
A little shaky.
Yeah. Also, like Parks and Recreation and 30 Rock, their first seasons are a little like jittery as well.
Yep.
And they're shows that I love, you know, like absolutely love. Danny's saying some funny stuff, so I need to put it up. Kevin White did a Constantine pinup. Yes. Excellent.
That was beautiful.
Oh, Kevin Wada's Constantine pinup was so good.
It's hot. It was hot. You're a real pro when you can draw that many hands. Hands are tough to draw. I agree.
I feel like this person is intentionally trying to make fun of Rob Liefeld.
They're flexing. Rob Liefeld?
Oh no, don't.
I know it's
don't
sweet,
bring him up.
like,
Don't sully our show with that name.
Yeah.
No.
How dare you say the one that will not be named. Robo says, I was super into Arrow. It's really good. I fell off, but it's the best CW show. Interesting.
It's like really high drama constantly. So like it took me a while to get into it just because that's not what I was expecting from what I knew about the characters. But like, oh my God, you get so attached to the characters. And a lot of that is Stephen Amell. Because like he is just, I don't know, like he does Oliver so well and his 2 emotions ever.
Yes. Have you seen any Superman and Lois yet, Glynis?
I haven't watched that one yet. I'm watching like in the order that like, so like one episode of this, and then like there's a great, I could like throw the website. I have a website I follow and I haven't gotten to that one, but I'm like kind of iffy on it because I've heard there was some nonsense going on in the background with like firing one of the black writers who like maybe complained too much about problematic plot lines, and then there's a lot of problematic plot lines. So like sounds like she had a point. Yeah, there's like two black characters and they're both evil, or I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear more before I jump on with that one. But again, it's its first season, so like maybe they'll course correct.
Truth. All right, let's see. Okay. I've got this out of order. So is this the next one?
Yeah, that's next and last.
The last one.
Next and last. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate both of you. How cute is this? I love it. I love the colors in this one. And like, look at this guy. Oh my god.
That's because it's Luciano Vecchio, who is like the best artist. I love him and I love everything that he does, and I'm so happy.
This is such a contrast from the first one. Like, you start out with Batwoman in a story that really doesn't have anything to do with like her sexuality, and it's very monotone. And then you get to this one that's just like
yeah. We're at Pride, bitch.
Right?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Really, like, they could have called it Pride, bitch, and that would have been more accurate.
This is the future liberals want.
So, did anyone have anything to say about this one before I just start ranting and raving?
Rant. Please rant.
Okay.
We love it.
So, God, now that I've said that, I'm trying to find a place to start because everything is just trying to come out all at once. So in this book, again, I know that the story is supposed to be focusing on Jackson. So I can't even speak anymore. I'm so hyped up about this. But again, the thing that made me go, about this one is we get Gregorio de la Vega again at the end of it because he shows up. And so we got 2 stories with my guy in them. So that was really, really awesome. But also a couple of months ago, DC took to Twitter and put up this round robin tournament. And it was actually kind of pretty messed up if you think about it. It's like, here's 8 pitches that we've gotten from these writers, and we're going to put it to you guys, and we're only going to actually take one of them and fuck all the rest. God, that's terrible. And one of the pitches was for JLQ, for Justice League Queer. And it went in round 1 against a Robin's book. So it's like they intentionally put it against the one that we knew was going to win in the end.
Yeah, that sucks.
Just to have it knocked out first and to be able to say, oh, well, nobody wants it, and ignore the fact that more people voted for JLQ. And of course, the Robin's book beat them out, but more people voted for JLQ than voted for any of the other entries in any of the other polls in so like anyway, so this was really nice to get to the end of this issue, or to the end of this story, and have them show up anyway is just such a giant fuck you, we're gonna do this and you can't stop us. And it gave me some hope that we're actually going to get a JLQ, because someone somewhere is going to realize, wow, people really want this, and they'll give us money for it, because we know that that's the only thing that they actually care about. So let's do it. Yeah. But
that's what I'm hoping, and will continue going, right? Is like the more they start to listen to their audiences around like what we actually want to buy, the more money we'll spend, and then it'll become this like amazing relationship between, because that's what frustrates me about DC and Marvel, is they have this wealth of information that companies didn't have 30 years ago. You've got all this social media data that you can crunch and see what people actually want to buy. And I know they're doing some of that, but then you've still got the same thing that has always happened in the entertainment industry, where the people that control the money interfere with the storytelling. And like, how do you make that stop happening? Because it ruins so much.
We are veering dangerously close to me having a meltdown about X Factor getting canceled, so we're not going to do that.
Look, that's a justified
what we are
meltdown.
going to do is say that this story was great. It was colorful and bright, and it brought in at the end a lot of characters. Like, I don't even know who some of these characters are because, like I said, not a big DC person, but they do some deep diving for some of these characters, which is really cool. You get Extraño, you get his husband, Tasmanian Devil. There's freaking Shining Knight or Shining Armor, whatever his name is. They bring in some really cool characters that I'm hoping that DC will actually remember exists after this, but we'll see. I know that we've been going for a while, but I also want to touch on something that's not in this book. So DC also put out a book. It's got their little Pride logo in the corner. It's super cute, and it's Crush and Lobo.
Okay. Yep.
And if you want a really funny, awesome, cute, positive queer representation story, please, please, please pick up Crush and Lobo. It was so good. It is Mariko Tamaki, and her writing is just, it's hilarious. It's spot on. She voices this character so well. And the colors are great. And again, a little bit more fat representation. Crush's girlfriend, Katie, is a chubby girl, which is great and it's adorable. And it really lends to, like, my favorite dynamic is the sunshine one falls for the gloomy one, or the blustery one falls for the sparkly one. Like, I love that so much. And so you've got Crush, who is Lobo's daughter. She's a Zarnian. She's got a bad attitude. She wears all like this tight clothes, and then Katie is just this explosion of pink. And I'm like, take my heart forever. It's yours.
Cute.
Yeah,
Danny,
I am so excited for more Crush and Lobo.
Danny reviewed Crush and Lobo for their channel, so go check that out.
Hell yeah.
Watching. That's so cool.
Oh, absolutely.
No, I agree with you. I think that's a really good recommendation. Danny also said something that I wanted to touch on around so in the back of the book, they have bios of characters. I think I actually saved so like similar
to the TV
right?
characters.
Yeah, TV characters. You get like a little, I don't know, explanation or whatever. But what Danny has said is, I wish they had the bios of all the characters. There's a lot of them I never met, and I know I can Google it, but like, make all these characters more accessible. And that was, I 100% agree with you. I think that it makes so much more sense, especially given, like, I don't know how much DC you guys read regularly, but I don't read. I think the only thing I've really read is like Wonder Woman, and that's basically it. Some Batman here and there, but it's like very, very minimal DC. So when I'm hopping into these anthologies where I really don't know, like, probably 80 to 90% of the people that I'm looking through, that glossary is magic, like, it's nice to have it there. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you agree?
Yes, I absolutely agree, especially since, like I said, we've got the shot of the JLQ at the end, and it's great. Vecchio gives us these two different great group shots, and they're gorgeous. Like I said, bright, colorful. I love his art style. I love his designs. But I don't know who a bunch of these characters are. And if you're lucky to follow him on Twitter, he did put up a tweet the other day where he lists them off. Of course, I don't have it handy right now, but it's out there. But if you don't, and you don't know to look for that, like, you have no idea who these characters are, how to find them. I mean, I've been lucky that I don't read a lot of DC, but pretty much all I do is like their gay stuff, so I know who most of these characters are. But there are still some that I don't, and I want to know them.
Nice. G-Money, I want to hear about your gripes.
Yes.
Oh, We're muted. How do we unmute?
Sorry. I may or may not have burped earlier.
Thanks. Same.
So, like, I get that, like, you have to work with your existing characters, except that you do make debuts for certain characters. But, like, you really were very comfortable putting the IA plus on the cover and then completely ignoring that part of the spectrum. There was not a single intersex character. There was not a single aromantic or asexual character. And almost every story had to do with overt sexuality. Like, I want to have sex with this person. I feel sexy towards them. Except for, like, the Batwoman one, which is a tragedy. Like, it's about your dead sister. So, like, you're either fucking or it's something tragic. And I think, like, within media portrayals of the gay community, the LGBTQIA plus community, I think it's really common to over-sexualize those characters, which is dangerous.
Or make them overly tragic.
Yeah. So, like, I think this sort of played into those. And, you are very comfortable using those abbreviations on your cover to sell it, but then you're not actually giving any representation to a chunk of that demographic.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah.
And, like, I get, like, oh, well, we don't have an ace character. Cool, write one. That's
right.
Make one, yes,
we don't
exactly.
have it.
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly right.
That's what Marvel did. Like, oh, we don't have an ace character. Great. Well, what about Nadia?
Yep. And, like, the same thing has been happening in the last 12 months, especially with non-binary characters, right? Like, we've seen that more and more. I'm trying to think of the example now. Was it Marauders that recently had a...
Generally, you're getting, like, Jess is a great character. I love them. But, like, when you get a non-binary character, generally you're getting a gender fluid character. You're getting someone who very much wants to be, I want to represent both of the binaries. Like,
I don't fit.
You're not getting, you get, like, really one specific idea of what an ND is, which is just not true. I did appreciate that you have a non-binary character who's not white. But then you did check the other boxes of slender and, does overt signaling of gender. So, like, I think this is a really good step in the right direction. You can tell it's written by members of the community, but it still left me with, there's a lot more to be done.
Judah makes an interesting point, and, like, obviously we've seen a lot of controversy with Sandman recently. So Desire is non-binary, I think.
Hell yeah, Desire is non-binary.
Yeah, that's been confirmed. When it was written, I think they referred, the pronouns were like it or something like that, but in the show they're going to say they, them, I think, is what I've read.
I really wish we could make it not so disrespectful, because I'll be like, I don't mind. Like, if you want to call me it, that's fine. I kind of identify that way. And people are like, oh no, that's so disrespectful. Like, oh. I
do that all the time when people are pregnant, and I'm like, what are you going to call it? Because we don't know, like, what it is going to be yet. And I hate the idea of, like, assigning gender before.
Well, like, I call my rabbit it all the time because, like, I've never seen its penis. So, like, it doesn't really matter to me. That rabbit isn't it for intents and purposes.
I'm so jealous you have a rabbit, by the way.
You shouldn't be. He's fucking terrible. He wakes me up every morning. I'll ship him to you.
Hello, Whack Comics. How you going? I think it's the way people say it, or is it the Stephen King
That's true.
influence? Is that what's fucked it up?
Well, and I think, like, you do get people referring to transgender individuals and saying it disrespectfully. So, like, I get that. I really do. But as someone who's like a puddle of gray ooze, I'm like, I don't know.
So let's say that this becomes an annual thing, right? Like, let's say every Pride Month DC brings out one of these anthologies. What do you want to see different in the next time around?
An ace or arrow character would be great for me. Personally, I think
intersex as well.
An intersex character, I think, is the most important one, because I think that is right now the most misunderstood part of the queer community.
What about you, Ains? What do you want to see more of or less of?
So this may sound weird, but in each of the stories, there were, I think, Yeah, I think there were just two characters or two sets of characters that kissed, and it was both girls kissing each other.
Yep.
There was not a single male kissing a male character in any of the stories. Let boys kiss.
Yep.
It doesn't have to just be all women. That is, and I've complained about this before. DC's representation is so female heavy. It's so reliant on women to carry that representation, and they're almost all bisexual. Not all, because you've got, Renee and Kate, but Catwoman, Harley, Poison Ivy, and it seems
even
like
the
all
non-binary character is presenting with a lot of female signals, which
yeah, that's what I want to see more of if this happens again. Is non-binary people that are
trans men.
Trans men. Give us a trans man. That would be nice.
All of the queer guys seem to be minor characters, side characters. Like I said, I love Pied Piper, and they bring him in once every couple of years. He's in one story, and then they're done with him. He was.
Oh no. Well, she's frozen. I'm just going to say
that again. Yeah.
Yeah. He deserves more.
Sorry. And he had some prominent roles in New 52 and leading up to Rebirth. He played a really important part in the Countdown. In fact, my Career Comics trivia the other day was about him blowing up someone's head with Queen's Show Must Go On. So
my God.
But they don't do anything with him. They've got these characters, and it's on the surface it seems like a lot of good queer representation, but then they just shove them all in a closet and forget about them.
Yeah.
This is great, but you can't make this all we get all year.
Yes.
Yeah. Only Pride Month. That's it. That's all you get. This is an interesting question from Judah. Is making NB characters godlike cosmic abstracts a trope? If it is it a negative or positive trope? I'm going to say it's not, because I can't think of multiple occurrences.
But making NB characters who are something other than human looking is robotic or just lizard characters or making non-binary characters that look something other than human is
here we go.
Definitely a trope. And is it negative or positive? It really depends who you talk to.
Yeah, that's a really good point too. So the In-Betweener, Eternity, the Beyonders, non-gender specific characters that are godlike.
Personally, I think any godlike character would be beyond petty human concepts like gender, personally.
That's an interesting concept. I wonder... Yeah. And I wonder too if I don't know, someone like Galactus, does he see himself as a man, or does he see himself as a... Yeah.
I mean, Galactus shows up as whatever the people looking at him perceive him as. So I assume that, I don't think gender would be a thing for Galactus.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, Judah. I like that one. That was a good one to think about. I do agree with Glynis in that, once they get to that point, surely they don't give a fuck about the constraints that we've put on all the bullshit.
I mean, in canon, the Skrulls don't really give a shit about gender, and they're not even that highly evolved.
So Robo's asking, are you going to bring up Thor and Galactus? Okay, so man, this will be the last thing we talk about before we wrap it up, I think. But the other day we had a conversation about what's canon and who decides what is canon. And
I disagree entirely with Robo. I was yelling in the car.
Oh yeah. Tell me your thoughts on it.
So he was making the point, and correct me if I'm wrong, that if a CEO says something that's canon, and that is such bullshit. Because no, CEOs aren't creative. I'm not, I'm not even gonna make that example because I don't want to make those people right. But that, the person writing the checks is not the creative minds. The people who decide canon are the people holding the pen. That's the writers, the illustrators, and like the inkers. Those are the people who decide canon.
Robo says, get me on the show. Should we do an episode on this? I feel like we should, because it seems like people have really interesting points of view. Like, I feel like it should be G Money, Ains, Robo, Judah, and maybe I can like moderate in between, because they all have really like passionate ideas about, especially when you get into things like Star Wars, like what's canon in Star Wars, and a really good example, because that is just a mess. And so yeah, it's interesting. Danny M, I disagreed with Robo, lol. Everyone who hears this argument disagrees with Robo, but I think he made some really great points. Yeah,
you
I think
can
so
make
too.
Great points and still be super wrong.
Robo says, I'm logging in right now, we're fighting. Hey, Robo, you can join the show if you want. Dakota
For the
says,
record, if we do this debate, I probably will cry.
oh, you're allowed to if you want to, like, as long as it's not a bad cry. Dakota says, I watched the hell out of that. Eva says, hello. Hi, Eva. We love you. How are you? To be clear, G Money hasn't heard my argument. Well, we're going to have a debate.
I did. I was listening to it in the car on the way to
I love that. No, I really want to talk about it, because I'm sort of in between. Like, I think Judah's more towards where G Money is, and I am sort of in between Robo and Judah.
The only exception I would make is for people like Kevin Feige, who are like, yeah, you're, like
a mix of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a creative.
I don't think he's writing the checks, but yeah, like he's also like that. You're still creative is still in the title at the very least. But like, some guy who's like if you didn't go to school for creative writing or art, if you went to school for business management, you don't get to say what's canon.
That's right. And that's not to like discount anyone's creative abilities. It's that like different people.
No, I am discounting your creative.
Well, I'm sure there are like producers out there that are like actually genuinely creative people, but your job is not not what you just exactly what Glynis is saying. Like, you have a job in this scenario to fulfill, and there are parameters that you have to stick within, otherwise you're gonna fuck everything up for everyone.
If you don't have a shelf of comic books you've read at your house, you don't get to make decisions on canon.
Yeah, I'm with you. Danny says, oh no, I went to school for finance.
Okay, I'm sorry, Danny, you can't make decisions on canon, but if you would like to look at my investment portfolio and give me some advice.
I love that. Eva says, I hope it isn't. What's this? Good question. What is happening? I'm trying to.
Apocrypha?
Is this world canon? Are we canon? Oh man, now we're getting way too deep. If I eat a steak, am I tasting the steak? Or is it she's canon? Liefeld is out of the creative circle then. Yeah, that's fair, Polly.
Oh my God, yes.
We're going to have to start censoring his name. It'll have to be like L star something.
We could just come up with something else,
emoji.
like, something less offensive, like anal leakage.
Anal leakage. Beautiful. It's done. It's a done deal. Did we have anything to wrap up on? I feel like I should leave this as our last image. Any final words for this review that
I'm not gonna lie, until she was like that picture of Catman, I definitely was like, oh my God, that's a great picture of Kazar. Didn't occur to me that that's not even a DC character.
I can see that for sure.
Oh my God.
I kind of want to get like this tattooed on my chest. Like, that's dope. Also, how do you get abs like that? 1, 2, 3, 4,
you
5,
be a
6.
character that is in a comic book and not in real life.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Glynis, tell us
Get drawn by Nick Robles.
Tell us your concluding thoughts, if you wouldn't mind, Glynis, on this book. Should people read
on
it?
This picture in particular?
This picture.
No, yeah, I think like you should definitely pick it up. I think especially like if you don't have any queer friends, you should pick it up even harder. Because and it's a brilliant little taste of a lot of different characters. I think it did what it intended to do.
Oh my God. It kind of looks like the Monster Energy drink logo. It does. Dakota. It does.
Why are you the way that you are?
Look at it. I can't see it. Sorry. Yes, I agree with you. Ainsley, what are your thoughts on the book? Should people buy it? Would you recommend it?
Oh, absolutely. And here's the thing, like I mentioned earlier, this is a great gesture, but at the end of the day, the bottom line is all they care about is money. If this sells, they will give us more. So yeah, go buy it. Go to your library. Ask your library to get this comic book in. Like, tell your friends about it. Just do whatever you can to. You really zoomed in on his nipple.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it was good. It was enjoyable. There was so much gorgeous art. The stories were fun. So it's absolutely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with these two. I think it's worth buying just to show like this is a direction that we want you to keep heading in. I think criticizing it is also a good thing to do. If you have things that you like about it, tell DC on social media that you like it. Tell your friends, make them buy it because that's the only way that we get more and better types of this content like we were just talking about. And we have so many ideas from this episode. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone in the chat and like obviously you too, because we have like a million things that we can do now and talk about, and they're all interesting and fun. And this is like my favorite thing to do is just sit with you guys and talk about comics. So this was amazing and I loved it. And I really appreciate you sharing so much of your time. Jennifer says, I look away to count stitches for 2 seconds, then bam, nipple. Yeah, unpredictable here. Pride or die. Your warning is here. There might be random nipples. You just got to keep an eye out.
Nipples.
Nipples.
It's okay. No lady nipples though. We don't want to get censored.
I was just gonna say the same thing. It's okay. It's cis male nipple.
Maybe sometimes we'll do mystery nipples and you won't know.
Oh shit! Mystery nipple segment. Let's make that a weekly occurrence. I love that. All right.
If you join our Discord, we'll tell you whose nipple it was.
That's right. You get the reveal. I love that. Judah says the sequel should be Prider or Dyer.
To pride, to die.
To pride, to die. Oh, I love that. Eva, mystery nipples are great. Oh, this time it's personal. I love these. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't want to put either of you on the spot, but would you like to make this like a weekly thing around the same time, or is like maybe like a month? I don't know. Is that a possibility? These two have lives.
I definitely want to do this again.
I don't have a life. You know that.
Fuck yeah. Well, look, we'll get some kind of schedule. That's what I was just going to say. Like, these two have lives and I don't. So asking this question is really awkward because we will get a schedule together and hopefully it'll be a regularly occurring thing we'll do because it's fun and we all like it and we love hanging out with y'all.
This is great.
Yeah, well, check us out on the old social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, Reddit. We have a website. Do we have a website still, Robo? Yeah. Your producer, Robo, says once a week. Robo, is there anything you want me to promote for IFLC? Our YouTube channel is filled with cool shit. Like, we've done some episodes on, like, representation before, and there's a playlist in the channel. There's also a June book club that Glynis and I did together. There is
called Valiant.
Club Valiant. Club Valiant's happening right now. Yeah. Is that tomorrow? Is that every week?
Sunday is going to be Sunday is going to be Exo Manowar Volume 3, and then 2 weeks after that will be Harbinger Volume 1.
Oh, see, Glynis knows. Glynis is all about it.
It's because I'm very excited.
Yes, Valiant's great. And like talking about it with people that have interviewed like the creators and stuff is really, really, really fun. And everyone has different interpretations. So yeah, get into it. Get Valiant. It's a whole cool new universe. to promote the new channel. What's the new channel? Upcoming. Oh, okay. Proud to Die. Woo! Subscribe. Woo! I am super excited. Like, that hype is genuine. Upcoming interviews. Matt Kint. I hope I've said that right. Is that the one that illustrated? Is Matt the one that illustrated Sweet Tooth? Robert Vendetti, Tom Brevoort, Fred. Oh God, I'm butchering all of these. Fred Van Lente. So sorry, they're all there. Polly, I'm the producer. Damn it, respect my authority. Great. This is an amazing show. I loved it. No, new channel. Pride or Die will stay here. Yeah, so it's gonna be a segment within IFLC. If there's anything else you want to see, let us know. Hit us up, leave us a comment. If you could drop us a like, that'd be amazing. Anything I've forgotten, Glennis, Ainsley, anything you want to say before I hit end broadcast?
No, just thank you guys for being here, for watching. I hope you guys had fun. Go out and get this book. It was really good. Marvel's Pride comes out on the 23rd, so that's coming up. Make sure you get that one too.
Hell yeah. G-Money, you want to do a sign-off?
No.
Fuck yeah. All right, peace out, bitches. We're out. Boom. I'm